What's up guys, Chris back in the driveway with another video. Today I'm going to show you how to clear your car with the Meguiars kit. This is a kit I picked up off Amazon and it's the Meguiars Smooth Surface XL Clay Kit. Let's see what comes in the box. Cool, we have our Meguiars Instant Detailer. Have a nice little box for your clay. Comes with 1, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, as well as a nice large microfiber towel. We got some instructions, but who needs those? Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to use the clay, clay your car, and determine whether your car needs to be clayed. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to start with the back, the rear section of the car. And I've seen on many cars that the most contaminated section is the rear. You would think that the front of the car would be the most contaminated, but from my years of being in the automotive industry, a lot of cars are contaminated in the rear. And as you can see little specks right here. And I did have a magnet on the car, and I put the magnet on after I washed the car, so you could see all of the outline of the magnet right here. So this section shouldn't be as contaminated as that section. And I really don't like putting a magnet on the car, but it was something the kids picked up from school, and I really didn't want to hurt their feelings and say no, you can't put it on the car that drops them off school. So we can see a lot of specks over here, and this is a dirty car. A lot of people do demonstrations on clean cars, but we can clearly see this is a very dirty car. So as I run my finger across, you can probably hear all the contaminants. So you hear how that sounded, and this section, which had a magnet on it, let's see how that sounds. And I'll use a different finger. Another way you can test is you can use a Ziploc bag. You can put your hand in a Ziploc bag, and a Ziploc bag is a very smooth surface, and the metal's supposed to be smooth and you shouldn't hear any noise. Let's see if we can test this out. Even on the bends in my other video on how to clay using mother's clay, this section underneath this lip right here where we have a button for the trunk release, this is a very contaminated. I would like to say this is the most contaminated section, just this section right here. Let's see how this sounds. And now this section, let's see how that sounds. So I have a bag like this. I'm going to flip it around. So as you can see, in this section where it had the magnet on here, you don't hear that much tension. You don't hear that much noise. As we go up, and you can even feel all of the contaminants right here in this section. Last time in my Meguiar's video, I switched to the iPhone just so we can see a closer view. There's a lot of reflection. So again, this is the magnet area, and then this is right on top of that magnet. And like we could see, let's see, alright, like look how small that speck is, but on the iPhone it comes up a lot bigger. And you see, like that's a lot of pressure I'm using. and the stuff is just embedded into the paint. So I went ahead and I unwrapped the clay, and the first thing I like to do is I like to take this section and break it up into threes. You know, you want to have a clay that fits maybe like within your forefinger section when it's flat like a pancake. And again, if you drop this on the floor, you do not, I repeat, you do not want to use this. You don't want to pick up any concrete specks from the ground, any rocks, pebbles, any of the contaminants, because when you're going and you're in a circular motion up, down, side, you're going to scratch, you're going to mar the paint, and your paint's going to look very dull. The clear coat's going to look very dull. So go ahead and take about a third, and then you want to push it around like you're playing with some Play-Doh and get it nice and soft. And this piece, you want to put it in a nice shaded area, a nice cool dry place. Alright, I worked it into my hand a little bit, and like the heat from your hand will soften it. You know, if you want, you can spray some quick detailer on it, soften everything up, keep everything nice and smooth. And the quick detailer, it isn't something where you need to be cheap with it. You need to spray as much as you want of this quick detailer to keep everything lubricated. So you get it into a nice comfortable size that you like. Make it nice flat into like a little pancake, you know, something decent size where you could work with it and you feel comfortable enough that you have enough grip, because you don't want to drop this. Let's go ahead, put some quick lube on here. And you could even hear it. And you see all the dirt, all the dust, all the particles that were entrapped in here. And every time you're done with a section, you could just fold it into it, do another one, put some quick detailer on here, and go back at it. Again, this part of the car, I find it to be the most contaminated, and you will hear it. You'll hear it's like you're running your fingers across some, you know, sandpaper, and you will feel certain sections. Now it's nice and smooth. We'll use the microfiber cloth just to get this area nice and dry, just so you guys can see the difference. Now we'll go back to our Ziploc bag. And remember the sound that we heard from before. You'll feel that there's still contaminants on here. And the Meguiar's kit, it looks like it isn't something that's too aggressive. It's not that it's a very hard clay. It's a very mild clay. So it won't take everything off, but it'll get you back to a level where it'll take out a lot of the contaminants. So we're going to switch back to the iPhone, and we're going to go back over the areas that we looked at before we clayed. Trying to get it to focus. Alright, cool. Now you see, you only can see the specks that are part of the paint, that are part of the metallic, that are part of the color. We still didn't finish claying down here, but we clayed up here, and you can see how it pulled up all the contaminants, all of the dust, all of the iron out of the paint. Guys, you see the results of this Meguiar's XL smooth clay kit, whatever they want to call it. I think they call it XL because it comes with 3 bars of clay, and with 3 bars of clay, if you divide it into 3, you could get 9 equal parts of it, and that's something that should last you a long time. I think for this car I might use, you know, 1 full piece. As you saw, I like to divide it into 3, and this van might use up the whole bottle of Instant Detailer, but Instant Detailer is cheap, $6-7 of whatever favorite brand that you want. So this kit is definitely a good buy. Other kits go for $20, but you only get 2 pieces of clay, and the clay is the part that's the most expensive. The clay is something that is very important, and you want to use something with quality. You don't want to use any other subpar brand that will mar your paint, and you'll have to go for a full paint correction. Well guys, if you're here for the first time, please like this video. You want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.